Am I you? Are you really me? Are we believing? Or just
Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Weave Your Web Revived. I am your host, Tor James Faulkner. I hope that you're having a lovely time. I hope you've had a lovely couple of weeks since the last episode. Or, if you're listening to this all in one go, if you found the show and you're listening to it all in one go, first of all, thank you. I hope you're having a lovely time whenever and wherever you are listening to this. How has the past couple of weeks been for you? We've just had that really powerful full moon, haven't we? And I don't know about you, but it made me feel very sassy and very confident. And I don't normally feel sassy and confident, believe it or not. But it made me feel very sassy, very confident. I decorated my recording space here a little bit, so now everything's a little bit more pink, a little bit more sparkly, a little bit more Sailor Moon pieces around the place, which in and of itself makes me feel, sassy and confident. I don't have like the best astrological knowledge, I'm not an astrologer. I don't claim to be, so I don't know exactly what the full moon was affecting. I don't know where it was and all of that. Somebody else will be able to tell you. I'm sure one of you will get in touch and let me know, please do. But yeah, it's made me feel very, very sassy, very, very confident, and I hope it has for you too. I hope it has. Anyway, let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. So, my name is Tor James Faulkner. If you don't know who I am a pop singer, a voice actor, and a celebrity psychic. And a lot of people find that combination quite odd, but for me, it feels like the most normal thing to say. I'm a pop singer, voice actor, and celebrity psychic. To me, that just feels natural. A lot of people are like, huh? Somebody said to me the other day, I read that about you and I thought you were joking. It's like, no, that's what I do. That's who I am. And if you go to www.torjamesfaulkner.com, you'll be able to find out a little bit more about me, and you'll be able to get in touch with the show. So you can listen to the show there. You can listen to it's archived. The revived version is archived. There's a Weave Your Web page. Excuse me. But there's also a contact form on the site where you can send in your Mandela effect experiences, your glitch in the matrix stories, your paranormal stories, or what we also do here on the show, what I do here on the show, me and you send in your questions and you get a free mini reading on the show. So you can get in touch with all of that, or you can just get in touch to say hello, let me know what you've been up to, whatever. And also on the Spotify app, so if you're listening to this on Spotify, you will see interactive bits and pieces around the page where you can contact directly, sending a voice note that way too. Nobody has sent me a voice note yet. I'd love to get some voice notes through the Spotify app to share on the show. And again, this can be like a spooky experience you want to share. It can be you asking your free mini reading question in that way. And there's sometimes some polls and things there too. But regardless of where you're listening to this, all that information and how to get in touch should be in and around the page. And I do also just have to say, because I'm in the UK and I often forget to say this, the show is for entertainment purposes only. And I'm going to start with a celebrity psychic story from the news. We had a creepy doll story on the previous episode, and this kind of continues that theme. So the headline here, and this is from BBC News, and the headline here is Celebrity Psychic Buys Creepy Doll from Edinburgh Charity Shop. A creepy doll which terrified shoppers after it went on display in an Edinburgh charity shop has been bought by celebrity psychic Deborah Davies. Hi, Deborah Davies. Deborah Davies, if you're listening. Why can't I speak today? The toy went viral after a picture of it in the window of the Morningside store was posted on social media. The shop put up an "I'm not creepy" sign and half the price of the doll, which is named Annabelle. Why would you name it Annabelle? Why would you do that? That's just asking for trouble. But now it has been bought by Deborah after the picture was shared by some of her social media followers. The star of Unexplained Caught on Camera paid £200 for the doll from the St Columba's Hospice shop and now plans to keep it at her home in Cheshire. Okay, so I will not be going to Cheshire anytime soon. The doll doesn't look that creepy, to be fair. There's pictures of the doll on the article. There's one of the doll playing, well, posed to be playing the piano. I don't know if she actually played the piano. And then there's one of her beside Deborah. I don't know, the doll doesn't look that creepy to me. The doll will be with me under 24-hour surveillance, Deborah told BBC Scotland News. I'm actually going to keep it at my home, which I normally never do. I keep all my dolls in my office. Deborah has about 70 dolls, some costing as much as £10,000 each. But she said Annabelle would be the most special because of the feeling it gave her. She said she planned to speak to the doll and carry out an investigation because she believed it had a human soul attached to it. Deborah, who starred in two seasons of The Real Housewives of Cheshire, said she had decided to keep the name Annabelle. Simone from St Columba's Hospice charity shop said one of the volunteers had originally donated the doll because she was moving away from Edinburgh. When I opened the box, I saw its creepy long legs. I don't know why this is making me laugh. I'm sorry. Creepy long legs. What? Is there a picture of the... Oh, okay. There's a picture further. The legs don't look that creepy or long. Anyway, let's try that again. When I opened the box, I saw its creepy long legs and real shoes, and then saw its eyes had pupils and its nails had the white bits on. I thought it looked very human. It does look quite human. And I think maybe that's why I'm not finding the doll particularly creepy, because it looks human and, you know, I don't know. I'm not finding the doll creepy from the pictures. Then I saw on the back of its neck that it was an Ashton Drake Galleries doll, which are very expensive. So I priced it and put it in the window. But when everyone on social media started saying it was sorry. I don't know why this is making me laugh so much. Okay, let's try again. But when everyone on social media started saying it was creepy, menacing, and freaking out about it, I thought, it's not... It's well, why are you all freaking out about a doll in a charity shop window? I'm sorry, right. I'm pulling myself together. But when everyone on social media started saying it was creepy, menacing, and freaking out about it, I thought, it's not going to sell, so I put the price down and put a sign on it saying I'm not creepy. I nearly got through it. She put the price down and put a sign on the doll saying I'm not creepy. Okay. The price of the doll was reduced from £180 to £90. I thought it sold for £200. As the days went by, Miss Varga started wondering if the doll would come alive. It's been terrible. My mind started running away, she said. I kept thinking the shop doorbell would ring and the doll would be standing there, so I kept looking over my shoulder. When she received a call from Deborah asking to buy the doll and offering to pay more than the original price. Oh, so Deborah bought it for £200. Okay. She was over... Okay, sorry. I have no idea why this is so funny. Let me try again. When she received a call from Deborah asking to buy the doll and offering to pay more than the original price, she was overjoyed. It's been absolutely mental, all this, she added. Ewell, 41, a customer who lives in Ratho, said she thought the doll was a real child when she entered the shop with her mother, Alice. I had to have a peek closer because I thought it was real, Miss Wells said. Her mother, who is on holiday from Poland, said, I remember having a special dress my uncle had sent me when I was 7 from Bedford in England, exactly the same as the one on the doll. I like the doll, but I like old-fashioned things. The face is too grey for a child, though. Another customer, 72-year-old Phil, hi Phil, said, it looks like something from an American film that could come alive. I wouldn't have it in my house. Another customer added, when I first saw the doll, I thought it was striking and a bit creepy. It made me stop in my tracks. Then I saw the price and thought it must be special. Anne Jones, a customer, said, it looks a bit different and makes me want to know how old it is. I think it has nice eyes and hair and looks cheery. She does look cheery. She does look like a cheery doll. Do you have any creepy doll experience? Do any of the Weave Your Web listeners have any creepy doll experiences? Are you interested in creepy dolls? We have a lot of creepy doll horror movies, you know, don't we? We have Megan, which was really popular, and things like that. Do you have any experience with creepy dolls? I'd love to know. I'd love to hear it from you. I'm going to take a very quick break, and I'll be right back.
It's a great big universe. We can't be who came here first. Step aside of your mind. It's so very deep down there. We walk around without a care. Step aside of your time. Is it all an illusion? Dressed up in confusion. Step aside. Step outside.
Welcome back to Weave Your Web Revived, episode 2, season 2. I'm still holding in the giggles from the story about the doll. I don't even know why it was so funny. I really don't. I've always found, you know, creepy doll stuff hilarious. I know it really freaks other people out. I know, and I'm sorry that I find it funny. And I know that people have very, very real experiences with creepy dolls, but I've always found it really, really funny. And I don't know if you've ever seen a show called The Haunting Hour, which was like a follow-up to, I don't know if it was a follow-up, but it was in a similar style to Goosebumps. Is it R.L. Stine is the author? And the doll reminds me of a creepy doll that appears in The Haunting Hour. She's in like 3-4 episodes. You can actually watch the whole thing on YouTube, so go give that a watch and you'll see what I mean. And I think that that's partly why it's given me the giggles, because it reminds me of the doll from The Haunting Hour. Anyway, we're going to do a few free mini readings that have come in. And again, if you would like to have your free psychic question answered on the show, go to the website, use the contact form, let me know that that's what it's for. And as always, don't ask anything super urgent, because the show doesn't have a very tight schedule. And our first question here is from Jamie. Hi, Jamie. And Jamie asks, When will I find new love? Now, I always like to say timings in readings should always be taken as a guideline, okay? It should always be taken as a guideline. But let's see what comes up for you. Jamie. When will Jamie find new love? Let's see. You know what? Now, if you're listening to this at time of release, so at time of release, we're at the very end of spring, just the beginning of summer, and it looks like there is a summer romance on the cards here. It looks like something is going to be popping up within the next month, so I hope you hear this right away. And it does look like a chap that's popping up, Jamie. This chap looks like he might be a little bit older than you, like, you know, like 6, 7 to 10 years, like no more than 10 years. It feels around the 6, 7 year mark. And it looks like they're a water sign. Which isn't what you asked. You didn't ask who it would be, to be fair. You just asked when it would be. But it's very, very summer energy with this. So I'm assuming, you know, you're in the UK or the States. You didn't say. You know, like the top half of the world there, Europe maybe. I'm just randomly naming countries. You're somewhere where it's going to be summer within the next month is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, this looks to be a water sign. It doesn't necessarily feel very long term, okay? So don't go into this necessarily thinking that this is the person that you're going to marry, that this is who you're going to move in with and have, you know, cats and dogs and all that with. But it does feel like it's very beneficial, very, very good for you. And we do also have here an earth sign who's around your age, perhaps slightly younger, Jamie. This also feels like a chap too, coming in after this. And the earth sign feels a little bit more forever-y. Now, I know that sometimes people, they get a little bit confused when stuff like this comes up in readings, because it's like, well, why is it coming up if it's not like permanent, if it's not like my, you know, my next big relationship? The little relationships that we have in between can be just as profound or just as amazing as, sometimes more so than the big ones. And sometimes the little ones come in to prepare us for something, to teach us something. They're just as important. So if you've got a reading and you're psychic, in, you know, like in this case where I'm saying to Jamie, this first person that's coming in isn't necessarily a forever person, that doesn't mean don't bother. That doesn't mean don't bother. It's just preparing you, saying, you're going to learn something from this relationship. You're going to take something from this relationship. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be really fun. But the next person who comes in is more likely to be like a forever thing. Excuse the noise there. You know, so I hope that makes sense, Jamie. And I feel like you're going to have a very, very nice summer of boys. And we have another question here from M. And that's a point too. You don't have to give me all your details. If you just want to send in initials so that you remain slightly anonymous, you know, just your initials and your question, like M has done here, that's absolutely fine. So M is asking, is A going to reach out over the summer? So again, this is another summary question. Well, Jamie's wasn't necessarily a summary question, but it was a summary answer. So M is asking, is A going to reach out over the summer? Let's see. Yeah. A will reach out over the summer. That's a certainty. Okay. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that A is going to reach out over the summer. And I feel like they're also going to be reaching out with romantic intent. Okay? I feel like things with you and A have been a little bit quiet, maybe a little bit rocky over the course of this year. But it looks like A is reaching out with romantic intent, and it does feel like A is a chap. Feels like M is a lady, A is a chap. And over the summer, but you're looking at 7 weeks from recording this, so, you know, it will be like probably the first week of July, second week of July, when he actually gets in touch. There's the romantic intent there, but there's also the intent of sorting through things. I see you kind of sitting down at a table. I see you both with like a takeaway drink, where I don't know if that's intentional, but the feeling is very much like there's not necessarily an end time to this, but I can also leave whenever I want. So if you feel a bit uncomfortable during the conversation, and there's no reason why you would, but if you feel a little bit uncomfortable during the conversation, you can get up, take your drink, leave. And it's no big deal. If you want to stay there for an extra 3 hours and chat, you know, that's also kind of no big deal. But it is very much this feeling of, we need to sit down, we need to talk about our feelings, we need to sort out where things are going, how things are going. Are you seeing someone while I've been quiet? Have you been doing this? Have you been doing that? Should we stop doing this? Should we stop doing that? Are we, you know, so there's a lot to sort out. It almost feels like it's not a business meeting, but it feels like a business meeting, because I also feel like the way that A conducts relationships and, friendships, relationships, romantic ships, it feels almost like A approaches those in a slightly business-like way, in a practical way, in a matter-of-fact way. And I don't want you to be put off by that, because while that might not sound very romantic and it might not sound very nice, it might sound very blunt, it means that you always know where you stand with A. So A's not necessarily, I don't feel like A's going to string you along or give you the bullshit, right? So I hope that was helpful. I hope that answered the questions. Now we're going to have I'm still giggling from the doll. I apologise. But we're going to have a short ghost story now, a short spooky story. And this is called The Madman Under the Bed. And again, just a disclaimer, I don't read these stories fully before I record. So you're hearing me react to these, when I do stories from the news, when we have like celebrity psychic stories from the news, or when we do paranormal stories here on the show, when I'm reading them to you, you're hearing me react as if it's the first time I'm reading them, because it is the first time that I'm reading them. Because I think it would be a little bit disingenuous if I, rehearsed reading the stories. Do you know what I mean? Like if I read them thoroughly first and rehearsed how I was going to read them, I think that would be a little bit disingenuous. So anyway, if it's, I know sometimes it sounds like I'm giggly and I'm tripping up on certain parts of the story. That's because you're hearing my first time reaction. It's because I'm genuinely giggly, and all of that. So anyway, this is The Madman Under the Bed. This is the story of a young girl called Sarah. As a child, Sarah was afraid of the dark and got a dog to keep her company. Subsequently, she slept peacefully knowing the dog was under her bed. If she was afraid, she only had to reach out her hand and her dog would start licking her hand until she fell asleep. That's quite sweet. Years went by like this, and Sarah grew up and the dog became old. No. One night on the radio, she heard that a dangerous murderess... Let's try that again. One night on the radio, she heard that a dangerous murderer was thought to be in the vicinity of where she lived. With her dog at her side, Sarah was not afraid. She got into bed, stretched out her hand, and the dog, as was its wont? Hold on, let me try that again. With her dog at her side, Sarah was not afraid. She got into bed, stretched out her hand, and the dog, as was its wont, began to lick her. She slept soundly, and when she woke up, she was surprised that her dog was still licking. Looking under the bed, she screamed. The dog lay dead, and the tongue was so tirelessly licking her. Sorry, let me try that again. She slept soundly, and when she woke up, she was surprised that the dog was still licking. Looking under the bed, she screamed. The dog lay dead. No, don't like this. And the tongue that was so tirelessly licking her belonged to a man. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. This is not where I thought this was going. I don't like it. Apparently this is a story that they tell at summer camps, around the campfire. Camp counselors will tell this story, and they'll add in the area of where they are. And so I thought it was going to be kind of light-hearted and a little bit spooky, a little bit funny. But I did not like that at all. I'm so sorry. I did not like that. Don't like it. Okay, let's end the show with an angel card for everyone who is listening. So this is just a general message for anyone and everyone who might happen to be listening to the show. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's okay. And the card that we have here is mysteries. Mysteries. What a lovely card. What a lovely word. And the angel that goes along with this card is Raziel. And it really feels like the feeling that I get from this card, and the feeling that I feel Raziel is bringing forward here, is that something that we've been waiting on is going to reveal itself. Like a wish, or, if you want to be a little bit dramatic, a dream, a wish or a dream, or just, something that we've been kind of quietly hoping for, quietly wishing for, but we're not necessarily actively chasing every day. So it's not necessarily something that we're in work doing, and not necessarily something that we're in school studying, so it's not really to do with a university course and finishing it. And congratulations on everyone who has just graduated and who is graduating, but it's not that. It feels like a wish or a dream, or a person that we've been hoping to meet is suddenly going to be revealed to us in the next couple of weeks to couple of months. And the next card that's there, I pulled a second card, is Archangel Uriel with the abundance, the message of abundance. And it feels like it goes along with that very, very nicely. So something, I know it's a bit general and a bit basic, but something is coming along for all of us that's abundant, that's nice, that's a bit of a dream, maybe has felt a little bit out of reach for some time, and so it is kind of shrouded in that mystery, because maybe it seems unattainable, maybe it seems unachievable. But we're all about the law of attraction. We're all about the law of attraction on the show. That's why it's called Weave Your Web. The original concept was teaching you how to weave your web, how to attract what you wanted to attract, how to create those threads that make up your life. So what I would encourage you to do, having got this message, is have a little bit of a think. Is there something that you have felt in the past few years, maybe your whole life, that you have felt is so unachievable that maybe you were about to give up on it? Maybe you were about to give up on getting a particular thing. Maybe you were about to give up on getting your dream house, dream car, dream boyfriend, dream girlfriend, whatever it is. Have a think about it. Does that resonate with you? And if it does, I want you to start feeling a little bit like you've already achieved it. So just spend a couple of minutes before you go to bed later, feeling as if you've already achieved that thing, feeling as if you've already had it, that it's come today before you've gone to bed. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. And start doing a happiness bank. If you're not already doing a happiness bank, this would be a really, really good time to start. I'm pretty sure I went over this on one of the earlier episodes of the show, but let me tell you about it again. So the happiness bank is a law of attraction concept where at the end of the day, we write down everything that has made us happy in that day. So this can be a big thing. So, maybe you got a promotion at work and that's made you happy. Great, write it down. Maybe you saw a cute cat out in the street and that made you happy. Write it down. It's specifically things that make you happy. So it's different to a gratitude journal because gratitude and happiness are not necessarily the same thing. Okay, you can be thankful for something but not happy about it, and vice versa. So everything that's made you happy in the day. And the idea is that you write that down, you bank it, so you're depositing these happy things in the bank. And the theory is that the universe will bring you interest on that happiness. So you're telling the universe, seeing a cute cat made you happy. Getting a promotion at work made you happy. Coffee made you happy. Whatever it is. And it can be, as small, as silly, as, whatever it might be. Basically what I'm trying to say is no thing is too small to put in. In fact, the smaller the better. If you've got 100 small things that make you happy in a day, all the better. Write all of that down. And you can write it down in a notebook. You can write it down in a text or an email to yourself. Just so long as it's kind of like at the end of your day, so that you're kind of banking as much as possible. And yeah, so the theory is, as I say, the universe will bring you interest on that happiness. You attract more happiness and you attract more positive things because like attract like. So with this message of something potentially shrouded in mystery, potentially feeling unachievable, unobtainable for a long time, something that you've maybe about to, have given up on, coming for you. This is a really, really good time to, to start banking that happiness, to start feeling like you've already got that thing. All right. Thank you very, very much for listening. I have been Tor James Faulkner. Again, all the information on how to get in touch with the show, etc., should be around where you're listening to this. It was a very giggly show, wasn't it? I managed to contain myself towards the end. Anyway, thanks for listening. It's always, always a pleasure to have your company. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. Please do keep in touch. I'll see you next time. Go power.
There's a notion that I can't ignore. There is more beyond the garden door. Is this life? Or timelines merging? Timelines merging. On a distant moon beyond the Capra, there's a soulmate who just hasn't met ya. Is this life? Just reaffirming. Who's to say what we cannot see? Am I you? Are you really me? Are we believing? Or just perceiving? It's a great big universe. We can't be who came here first. Step outside.